Everyone laughed when a Hell's Angel bought an abandoned Mafia mansion for just $100. The locals said it was cursed. The real estate agent refused to step inside. Even the bikers warned him, but when he unlocked the basement door at 3:17 a.m., he discovered something the Mafia buried so deep it was never meant to be found. And once the world learned the truth, powerful people started disappearing. Backhand index pointing right before the story continues. Subscribe to Bikershype, backhand index pointing right like, and share this video with your biker brothers and sisters backhand index pointing right. If you love Hell's Angels, share this video and help us complete our 1,000 subscribers target fire. Now prove your love. Derelict House, the mansion everyone. Ever the mansion sat at the edge of Forgotten Mountain Road. For stories tall, iron gates rusted shut, ivy crawling like veins over stone walls. IT once belonged to a mafia family so powerful that judges vanished overnight. An entire town stayed silent for decades. Then one night, everyone inside disappeared and no arrests. No bodies. No answers. Only rumors. Some said the mafia killed each other. Others said the mansion itself was alive. And that's when Reaper arrived. Motorcycle, who was Reaper? Reaper wasn't just a biker. He was a Hell's Angel enforcer, late 40s, gray beard, eyes that had seen war, prison, and betrayal. He didn't smile, didn't talk much, didn't fear ghosts. When the county auctioned the mansion for $100, Reaper raised his hand without hesitation. The auction room went silent. "Don't want that place," the clerk whispered. Reaper stared back coldly. "Good," he said. "I want what nobody else does." The first night at the mansion smelled like mold, dust, and something metallic. Blood never truly disappears. Reaper walked room to room, boots echoing, flashlight cutting through darkness. Then he found the basement door, solid steel. No handle, only scratch marks, deep, desperate, human. That's when his biker instinct screamed. This wasn't abandonment. This was erasure. Hold the hidden arm behind the wine cellar wall. Reaper noticed airflow to a fake stone he pushed. The wall slid open. Inside was a hidden room sealed for decades. What he found made even a Hell's Angel step back. Chains bolted to walls, children's drawings burned into concrete ledgers with names, dates, dollar amounts, and a single steel safe still humming with power. But the worst thing, videocassette, a working tape recorder. He pressed play. Studio microphone, the voice that shouldn't exist, a man's voice filled the room, calm, terrified, breaking. "If anyone finds this, we weren't monsters, we were witnesses." Reaper froze. This was a mafia business. This was something bigger. Something involving politicians, banks, police chiefs, judges, and a secret so dark it collapsed nations. Suddenly the lights went out. Footsteps echoed upstairs, and Reaper realized something terrifying. Someone else knew the mansion was no longer empty. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe to Bikershype, backhand index pointing right like, and share this video with your friends backhand index pointing right. If you love Hell's Angels, share this video directed Help US. Complete the 1,000 subscribers target fire now. Prove your love in the comments. The night the dead watched because the footsteps upstairs were slow, heavy, deliberate. Not the sound of an animal, not the sound of a scared trespasser. Reaper reached behind his back and wrapped his hand around the cold steel of his knife. In his life, he had faced prison riots, cartel ambushes, and war zones overseas. But this was different. This place wasn't just dangerous. The IT remembered. Candle, the mansion, but the lights didn't just shut off. They were cut. Total silence followed. The kind that presses against your ears until you hear your own heartbeat. The tape recorder clicked out by itself. Reaper whispered, barely audible, "All right, show yourself." No answer. Just another step. Then another would creak directly above the hidden room. Someone knew exactly where he was. Brain of Hell's Angel never been. Reaper slid the wall panel back into place, sealing the hidden room. Darkness swallowed him up. He counted his breaths, measured the distance to the stairs, listened. The footsteps stopped and a voice echoed down the hallway upstairs, calm, amused. "You bought it cheap, but you bought it loud." Reaper's jaw tightened. That voice didn't belong here. IT belonged to power. Door the stranger needs to. Reaper climbed the basement stairs silently and cracked the door open. Moonlight spilled into the main hall, and standing near the grand staircase was a man who did not belong in an abandoned mafia mansion. Clean black suit. No dust on his shoes. Silver cufflinks. Cold eyes. Not mafia. Not police. Something worse. The man turned slowly. "Mr. Reaper," he said politely, "you shouldn't be here." Reaper stepped fully into the light. "I own this place." The man smiled thinly. "On paper." Sunglasses, the deputy's suited man walked closer, completely unafraid. "You found the room," he said. Reaper didn't react. The man continued. "That room is why the mansion was sold for $100. That room is why the Mafia vanished. And that room is why you're now a problem." Reaper tilted his head. "You here to scare me or kill me?" The man laughed softly. "If we wanted you dead, you'd already be gone." That word, "we," hit harder than a punch. Puzzle piece the secret buried iron, but the man leaned against the banister. "Decades ago," he said, "the Mafia didn't traffic drugs, they trafficked truth." Reaper narrowed his eyes. They recorded judges, bankers, politicians, entire governments. The man's smile vanished. They thought secrets were power. Reaper remembered the ledgers, the names, the dates, the payments. "You erase them," Reaper said. The man nodded. "Every last one." Warning, why Reaper was still... Reaper stepped forward. "Then why am I breathing?" The man's eyes hardened. "Because you're not Mafia. You're not law enforcement. And you don't belong to any system we control." A pause. "But you're dangerous." Reaper smirked slightly. "Finally, some respect." Video cassette the tape that changed every the man pointed toward the basement. "That recorder you touched, it activated a dead signal." Reaper felt it, then the low hum. The safe, still alive, still transmitting. "Within 48 hours, the man continued, "every powerful person tied to that room will know you exist." Reaper exhaled slowly. "Good." Fire till the man straightened his jacket. "Leave the mansion. Forget what you saw. And we'll forget you." Reaper took one step closer. "I don't forget buried bodies." Silence stretched, and the man sighed. "That's unfortunate." Police Scarlight the first sentence, the suited man turned to lead AT the doorway. He stopped. "Oh, one more thing." Reaper looked up. "You should call your brothers." The door closed. The mansion went silent again. But this time, Reaper felt it. Cars in the distance. Eyes on the road. Movement in the trees. This wasn't a warning anymore. This was a hunt. Motorcycle. Reaper makes it so Reaper pulled out his phone and sent one message. "I need the family. All of them." Within minutes, replies flooded in .1 name after another. Men who didn't scare easy. Men who didn't ask questions. Men who rode under the same wings. Be why sunrise, the mountain road would shake. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe to Bikershype, backhand index pointing right like, and share this video with your friends backhand index pointing right. If you love Hell's Angels, share this video directed Help US. Complete the 1,000 subscribers target fire. Now prove your love in the comments. When the road turned big, the mountain woke up before the sun did. Low thunder rolled through the valley, not from the sky, but from engines. .1, 5, 10, then dozens of BY 5:12 a.m. The narrow road leading to the mansion had become a river of steel and fire. Headlights cut through the fog like knives. Chrome flashed. Leather creaked. Engines growled with purpose. This wasn't a ride. This was a summons. Motorcycle, the brothers they came in silence, and revving for show. No shouting. No wasted movement. Bikes lined the courtyard in perfect order, headlights still on, like eyes refusing to blink. Men dismounted slowly. Big men, scarred men, men with prison in their posture and war in their eyes. Each one wore black leather. No logos, no patches, just presence. Reaper stepped out onto the balcony, and speech needed. They all felt it. Whatever slept inside this mansion had finally been disturbed. Magnifying glass still left the ledger always inside the hidden room. Reaper laid the ledger out on the stone table. Names filled the pages. Judges, bank executives, defense contractors, media tycoons. Some names were crossed out. Others had red symbols next to them. Dates. Future dates. .1 biker, tank. Exhaled slowly. "These ain't dead men," he said. "These are scheduled men." Reaper nodded. "The Mafia didn't record the past," he said. "They recorded what was coming." Silence fell heavy. Direct hit the first, and Reaper flipped to a marked page, a single name circled in red, a man still alive, still powerful, still untouchable. Until now, point one of the bikers checked his phone. News alert. Breaking headline. High-profile financier found dead in apparent suicide. The room froze. Reaper looked at the ledger. The date matched. Time of death? 12 minutes ago. Brain the aura, and they weren't chasing the secret. They were cleaning it up. Every name tied to that room was being erased, one by one. That had now Reaper understood the warning. This wasn't about the mansion. IT was about timing. Whoever controlled the list was racing the truth. Telescope snipers and a Hilsa biker named Ghost raised his hand. Movement, he said quietly. Reaper followed his gaze at a glint in the trees. Then another. Professional military grade. This wasn't law enforcement. This was a private war unit. Reaper smiled thinly. They brought scopes, he said. Good. Fired and the first shot shattered a window upstairs. Glass exploded. Another hit the stone inches from Reaper's head. Instant chaos, but the bikers didn't scatter. They moved like they rehearsed this their whole lives. Engines roared. Smoke grenades rolled. Bikes repositioned to block lines of sight. Gunfire cracked across the mountain. Then silence. Not because the threat ended, but because the shooters retreated. They weren't here to kill. They were here to measure. Drop of blood, the message left. Being when the dust settled, Reaper found something chilling, the black envelope nailed to the front gate. Inside, a single photograph. Reaper, standing in a hidden room, taken last night on the back, for word were written. You opened the clock. Hourglass not done the countdown, but Reaper crushed the photo in his hand. They know our faces, Tank said. Reaper shook his head. No, he replied. They know our time. He looked at the ledger again. More red circles, more future dates. This list isn't evidence, Reaper said. It's a countdown. Warning, the DJ-1 biker asked a question nobody wanted to voice. So what do we do? Reaper closed the ledger slowly. We finished what the Mafia couldn't. Eyes locked on to no hesitation, no fear. Reaper spoke one sentence that changed everything. We released the truth. Backhand Index Boring Right, subscribe to Bikershype Backhand Index Boring Right like, and share this video with your friends Backhand Index Boring Right. If you love Hell's Angels, share this video directed help US complete the 1,000 subscribers target fire. Now prove your love in the comments. The truth that bled on the internet woke up angry at 6:03 a.m. A single encrypted file appeared on 3 different servers across 3 different countries at no name. No sender. No warning, just a title, The Room They Buried. By 6:07 a.m., it was mirrored. By 6:12 a.m., it was unstoppable. Satellite antenna, the first DRP, the file, wasn't dramatic, no music. No edits. No narrator, just raw footage. Concrete walls. Chains. Ledgers. Names. Then audio. Judges laughing. Bankers negotiating. Politicians begging. Every voice time-stamped, every face verified. And at the end, a still image of the mansion, coordinates included. Globe showing Europe, Africa, the world, RA's markets dipped. 2 news networks went dark for maintenance. A senator canceled a flight mid-runway, and in a secure boardroom somewhere far from the mountain, a man whispered, they release level 1. Brick the mansion becomes a Reaper didn't celebrate, he watched. Within hours, drones buzzed a tree lean. Unmarked vans circled the road. Signal interference spiked. This wasn't panic. This was containment. Reaper issued quiet orders. No one leave alone, no phones past the gate, no lights after dusk. 2 men per window, 1 truth. At a time the mansion, once a grave, became a stronghold. Firecracker at 2:41 p.m. The second name on the ledger went dark. Not dead, disappeared, bank account frozen. Property seized. Family relocated overnight. Erased without blood. They were adapting. Learning. Reaper knew what came next. They'd take a body. Drop of blood to see it happen at dusk. Ghost was running perimeter when the jammer spiked. 1 moment. Static. Next. Silence at by the time the bikers reached the tree line. Ghost was gone. No struggle. No blood. Just tire marks and a broken watch. Time stopped at 7:19 p.m. Reaper stared at the watch in his palm. They took him alive, Tank said. Reaper nodded. Then they want something. Telephone receiver. The phone rang at midnight. Unknown number. Reaper answered. A calm voice spoke. "You're leaking history," the man said. "And history doesn't like to be embarrassed." Reaper stayed silent. "We have your brother," the voice continued. "He's breathing. For now." Reaper closed his eyes once. "What do you want?" A pause, then the ledger, the recordings, and the room sealed forever. Reaper's jaw tightened. "And Ghost?" Another pause. "Depends how fast you learn." Brain the trap within the tear. Reaper gathered the brothers. "They think this ends with trade," he said. "It doesn't." He opened the ledger again. Another page had changed. A new red circled, a new name. Ghost, with date, tomorrow. Filed a decision that split every Reaper stood. "They think time belongs to them." He closed the ledger. "Tonight we take it back." No cheers. No speeches. Just helmets lifted. Engines primed. Outside, the mountain held its breath. Backhand Index Pointing Right. Subscribe to Bikershype Backhand Index Pointing Right like, and share this video with your friends Backhand Index Pointing Right. If you love Hell's Angels, share this video, direct it. Help US complete the 1,000 subscribers target fire. Now prove your love in the comments. When time turned on IW's Reaper didn't feel the wound at first. Adrenaline drowned everything except the road. The bike tore through the forest, Ghost clinging to him, engines screaming as if they knew this was a race that couldn't be lost. But somewhere between the black site and the mansion, time caught up. Reaper's vision blurred. Ghost shouted something, but it sounded far away. They crossed a gate, then darkness. Drop of blood, the blood PR Reaper woke up on the mansion floor. Cold stone beneath him, bright lights above him. Tank was kneeling at his side, hands soaked red. "Bullet went clean," Tank said, "but not clean enough." Ghost sat nearby, shaking, wrapped in jacket, eyes still burning with unfinished war. Reaper tried to sit up. Tank stopped him. "Don't," he said. "They tagged you." Reaper's eyes sharpened. "A tracker?" Tank nodded. "Military grade. Still transmitting." Silence fell. Reaper smiled faintly. "Good." Satellite, the world sees you. While the mansion bled, the world burned. The interrogation leak spread fast in the first drop. Faces once untouchable were now paused on screens everywhere. Voices once whispered behind closed doors now echoed publicly that a news anchor broke down live on air. A market crash in Asia. A private jet was forced to turn back mid-flight. And in a secure underground room, someone screamed. They were never supposed to be seen. Brain the... Finally, Ghost sat up suddenly. "The ledger," he said. "There's one page left." Reaper reached for it. The last page wasn't names. The IT was instructions, coordinates, times, release triggers, and a single sentence written in a different hand. "If you are reading this, they failed." The Mafia hadn't planned to win. They planned to outlive. Hourglass not on the truth about seeing the ledger wasn't evidence. IT was insurance. Every secret tied to a time release. Every death, a delay. Every erasure, a trigger. The more the custodians killed, the faster the truth spread. Reaper laughed softly. "They built a machine that punishes power," he said. "And they couldn't stop it." Police Scarlight the Tracker becomes a... The living Tank looked at Reaper's wound. "They're coming," he said. "Fast." Reaper nodded. "Good." He gave the order. Broadcast the tracker. Ghost's eyes widened. "You want them to find you?" Reaper stood, pain and all. "I want them to follow." Motorcycle, the last Reaper rode out alone again. This time on purpose, he stopped at the highest point on the mountain road, right where the signal was strongest. Below him, the valley glowed with approaching lights, drones, vehicles, men who thought time still belonged to them. Reaper opened his phone. Press send. Satellite antenna, the final P across the world. One last file appeared. Title, "The clock ends now." Inside, every remaining name, every safe location, every method, every voice in a live feed. Reaper standing alone, waiting. Fire the moment power lost until the custodians arrived too late as they surrounded him. The last timer hit zero. Servers worldwide unlocked. Nothing left to erase. Nothing left to threaten. Just truth. Endless. Permanent. Dove. AFA's the mansion was never auctioned again. The ledger disappeared. The room was sealed not by force, but by irrelevance. Power changed hands. Quietly. Carefully. Because now, someone was watching. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe to Bikershype backhand index pointing right like, and share this video with your friends backhand index pointing right. If you love Hell's Angels, share this video direct hit Help US complete the 1,000 subscribers target fire. Now prove your love in the comments. The silence after Kitty Snow ever found Reaper's body. That bothered people more than if they had. Candle, the day after be sunrise, the mountain road was empty and no drones. No vehicles. No blood. Just tire marks stopping at the cliff's edge and then nothing. Authorities arrived late and confused. They found no weapons. No devices. No evidence of fight. Only a phone, crushed but intact, and on its last screen was a single outgoing message. Time's up. Derelict house. The mansion that went key to the mansion never burned. Never collapsed. Never reopened. IT simply faded. Locals swore the lights sometimes turn on at night, room by room, as if someone were walking through memories instead of halls. But no one went inside. Not anymore. Some places are in silence. Receipt with the world never ended officially. The events were blamed on data breaches, rogue actors, coincidental resignations, unrelated disappearances unofficially. Power learned fear again. Because the truth had proven something dangerous. You could erase people. You could erase money. You could erase records. But once time speaks, it never forgets. Motorcycle, ghost last arm, ghost healed slowly. He never talked about the black side again. But 1 year later, on the same date, same hour, he rode alone to the mountain. He parked at the cliff, killed the engine, and for a moment he smiled. Because in the distance, faint but unmistakable, he heard an engine start. Dove. The rooms finally years later. A journalist decrypted a fragment from the last drop that a single sentence hidden deep in the code. The custodian is not a man. It is the moment you choose not to look away. The Mafia had understood that. Reaper had lived it. Fire early, some say Reaper died that night. Others say he became something worse for those who fear the truth. But among bikers, among the ones who ride when silence feels wrong, there's a saying, if time ever comes knocking, check who opened the door. Backhand index pointing right, subscribe to Bikershype backhand index pointing right like, and share this video with your friends backhand index pointing right. If you love Hell's Angels, share this video direct hit Help US complete the 1,000 subscribers target fire. Now prove your love in sending TS because stories like this don't survive without riders who carry them forward.